The groceries felt heavier than they should have, as I stood frozen outside our apartment door in South Chicago. My hand was on the doorknob, but I couldn't turn it. Not after what I'd just heard through the thin walls. "Girl, watch me turn him down tonight and make him cry like a baby." That was Keisha's voice. My Keisha. The woman I'd been planning to marry for the last 4.5 years. That my heart didn't just break. It shattered into 1,000 pieces, each one cutting deeper than the last. The velvet box in my jacket pocket suddenly felt like it weighed 100 pounds. I bought that ring 3 months ago, saved up for nearly a year to afford it. Had even gone to her father like a man should. Asked for his blessing properly. Mr. Washington had hugged me tight that day, called me son for the first time. Sighed he couldn't think of a better man for his daughter. What a damn fool I'd been. I took a breath, steadied myself, and walked in like nothing had happened. Keisha was on FaceTime with her girl Shawnis from college, laughing about something. When she saw me, she ended the call quick. "Baby, you're home early," she said, smiling like everything was normal. I couldn't eat that night. Couldn't sleep either. Her words kept playing in my head on repeat like a broken record. The plan had been simple: propose at her parents' house in Gary, Indiana, during Sunday dinner. Her whole family would be there. Her mama, her daddy, her sisters. Everyone who mattered. Saturday was pure torture. Keisha kept touching my arm, asking if I was okay, trying to figure out why I was acting distant. Part of me wanted to scream. Wanted to ask her why she'd spend 4.5 years with me just to humiliate me in front of my future in-laws. But I kept my mouth shut. That night, I barely slept. Just kept staring at that little blue box on my nightstand, thinking about how excited I'd been when I picked it up from the jeweler. How I'd imagined the look on her face when I got down on one knee. How I'd practiced my speech in the mirror like some lovesick fool. Sunday morning came, and I was numb. We drove out to Gary in my Camry, and she talked the whole way, going on about her coworker's drama, wanting to repaint our guest bathroom. Her mama's new mac and cheese recipe she was excited to try. Every word felt like a knife twisting in my gut. How could she sit there acting so normal, knowing what she was planning to do? I gripped the steering wheel until my knuckles went pale. Part of me wanted to turn the car around right then. Another part wanted to confront her, make her admit it. But I kept driving. Maybe I needed to see it with my own eyes. Needed proof that the woman I loved could really be this cold. When we pulled into the Washingtons' driveway, she squeezed my hand 3 times. Our secret code. It meant, "I love you." We'd started doing it during our 2nd month together. This time, I let go of her hand and grabbed my phone instead. She looked at me strange. I pretended not to notice. The house smelled like Sunday dinner collard greens, cornbread, fried chicken. Mrs. Washington had gone all out, made all my favorites. I pushed the food around my plate, forcing myself to swallow a few bites, so nobody would ask questions. Mr. Washington talked about the Bears game last week. Her sister Nicole showed us pictures of her new puppy. Keisha laughed at something Nicole said. I looked at her and saw a stranger sitting in my girlfriend's skin. "Right, baby?" she asked, touching my arm. I hadn't heard the question. Just nodded. Double quote, "See, Mama?" "Told you he'd agree," Keisha said, turning to her mother. Mrs. Washington smiled at me with warmth in her eyes. Mr. Washington looked at me from across the table with pride. Pride in the man he thought would be his son-in-law. Pride I didn't deserve, because I was about to disappoint him. I had the ring box in my left pocket. It felt like it was burning a hole through my pants. "DeAndre, want some more greens?" Mrs. Washington asked. "No, ma'am, thank you. Everything's delicious, but I'm full." I lie. I'd barely eaten half my plate. Keisha squeezed my hand under the table. 3 squeezes again. I pulled my hand away and picked up my water glass. She shot me a look. I kept my eyes on my plate. "DeAndre," Mr. Washington said, wiping his mouth with his napkin. "How's that big campaign going at the agency? The one you mentioned last month." "It's good, sir. We presented to the client Friday. They approved everything." "Excellent. Always knew you had a good head on your shoulders. Dedicated young man like you is going to go far." The words hurt worse than I expected. This man had given me his blessing, had invited me to watch the game with him, had given me advice on investing my money, had treated me like the son he never had. And I was about to let him down. Or maybe his daughter had already done that for both of us. "Daddy, tell DeAndre about that trip you and Mama are planning," Keisha said, smiling like she didn't have a care in the world. She was good, real good, acting like nothing was about to happen, like she hadn't planned to break my heart in front of everyone who loved us. "Your Mama and I are thinking about going to Jamaica for our 40th anniversary," Mr. Washington explained. 40 years of marriage deserves something special." "That sounds amazing, sir," I said. "Maybe you two could join us," Mrs. Washington suggested, looking at Keisha with a knowing smile. "Would be nice to have a double celebration." Keisha laughed nervously. "Mama, don't start." But Mrs. Washington continued. "I'm just saying it would be romantic. Two couples in Jamaica, celebrating love." I felt everyone's eyes shift toward us. They were all expecting something tonight. Everyone except Keisha knew I was planning to propose. At least they thought they knew. Nicole, Keisha's younger sister, cleared her throat. "Well, I think DeAndre and Keisha have their own timing. No need to rush them, right?" She was 24 and had always been cool with me. Never got in our business. "Of course not," Mr. Washington said quickly. "DeAndre's a smart man. He knows what he's doing." Keisha looked at me. There was something in her eyes, nerves, anticipation, maybe even guilt. I couldn't tell which. "I need to use the restroom," I announced, standing up. "Second door on the right." "You know where it is," Mrs. Washington said. I walked down the hallway of the house where I'd shared dozens of Sunday dinners, past all the family photos on the wall. Baby Keisha in her Sunday dress. Teenage Keisha at her high school graduation. Keisha and me at Navy Pier last summer. Nicole had taken that picture. We looked happy. Had it been real? Or had I been blind this whole time? I went into the bathroom and locked the door, leaned against the sink and stared at myself in the mirror. I looked tired. Deep bags under my eyes for not sleeping. My fade needed a touch-up. I was wearing the polo shirt Keisha bought me for my birthday. I pulled out my phone. Had 3 texts from my boy Marcus. "Did you do it yet?" She say yes? "Congrats, bro." Marcus didn't know anything. Nobody knew anything. I opened the voice recorder app on my phone. The recording from Thursday was still there. I hadn't deleted it. I needed to know it was real, that I hadn't imagined it. I hit play, volume low. Keisha's voice came through clear. "Girl, he's gonna propose tonight. Watch me turn him down and make him cry." Shanice's laughter. "You're evil, Keisha. Things have been too comfortable lately. He needs to learn he can't just decide when we're getting married. That's not how this works. But you love him though, right?" "Of course I do. But he needs to understand who's really running things here. After I turn him down, we'll see if he learns his lesson." I stopped the recording. I'd listened to it maybe 50 times already. Every word was burned into my memory like a brand. Someone knocked on the door. "DeAndre, you okay in there?" It was Keisha. I put my phone away. "Yeah, I'm coming out now. Just checking. You've been acting weird all weekend." I opened the door. She was standing there in that blue dress I'd bought her for her birthday. She looked beautiful. That made everything hurt worse. I'm fine. Just tired from work. You sure? Because if there's something you want to tell me. She looked directly into my eyes, searching for something. There's nothing. Let's go back. We returned to the table. Dessert was already served. Sweet potato pie, my favorite. Mrs. Washington made it from scratch every time I came over. Just in time, she said. We waited for you. We ate dessert in uncomfortable silence. Keisha tried to make conversation, but nobody was really talking. I think everyone could feel something was off. When we finished, Mr. Washington stood up. DeAndre, help me take the trash out. This was supposed to be my moment. The moment I'd tell him I was about to propose. He'd give me a handshake, maybe another hug. Tell me to take care of his daughter. I followed him outside. The October air was crisp and cool. Fall in Indiana always hit different. Nice night, he said, putting the bags in the can. He turned to me. DeAndre, I can tell when something's wrong. What is it? My throat closed up. This man didn't deserve to be caught up in this mess. But he was already involved. Mr. Washington, I need to talk to you about something. But not tonight. It's about Keisha. His eyebrows went up. You too having problems? You could say that. He frowned. I don't like the sound of that. Keisha's my daughter. If there's something I need to know, I promise I'll tell you. I just need some time to process it first. Is this serious? Yes, sir. Mr. Washington put a hand on my shoulder. DeAndre, you're a good man. I mean that. Whatever this is, I hope you two can work it out. I nodded, not trusting myself to speak. When we went back inside, Keisha was helping her mama wash dishes. Nicole was on her phone on the couch. I think we should go, I told Keisha. She looked surprised. Already? We haven't even had coffee yet. I got an early meeting tomorrow. Need to prep for it. But it's Sunday. Virtual meeting with a client in California. Time difference. A lie. Keisha looked at her mama, then her daddy, then me. All right, let's go then. We said our goodbyes. Mrs. Washington hugged me tight. Take care of yourself, DeAndre. And don't work too hard. I'll try, Mrs. Washington. Nicole gave me a hug too. See you soon. Mr. Washington shook my hand firm and meaningful. Call me if you need to talk. About anything. In the car, Keisha didn't say anything for the first 15 minutes. Just stared out the window. Finally, she spoke. What was that? What was what? Everything. Your whole attitude. You barely talked at dinner. You told my daddy you needed to talk to him. What's going on? I already told you. I'm tired. It's not just tired. I know you, DeAndre. Something else is happening. I gripped the wheel. The words wanted to come out. I wanted to scream that I knew everything. That I'd heard her. That she'd broken my heart. But I didn't, because I had a plan. Keisha, is there anything you want to tell me? She tensed up. Like what? I don't know. You tell me. I don't know what you're talking about. Are you trying to scare me or something? What are you implying? We stopped at a red light. I turned to look at her. Do you love me? What? Of course I do. Why would you ask that? Just wanted to hear it. The light turned green. I kept driving. Keisha grabbed her phone and started typing. Probably texting Shanice. Probably telling her something went wrong. That I didn't propose ... when we got back to our apartment in South Chicago. Keisha went straight to the bedroom. I stayed in the living room, looking at the ring box I'd left on the coffee table that morning. I opened it. The diamond sparkled under the lamp light. 1 carat white gold band. I'd had the jeweler engrave our initials inside. D plus K, I closed the box. Keisha came out of the bedroom in her pajamas. You coming to bed soon? I need to check some emails first. DeAndre? Yeah? You sure you're okay? Yeah, Keisha. I'm fine. She hesitated, then nodded and went back to the bedroom. I waited until I heard the door close. Then I pulled out my laptop. I had work to do. I opened my email and found the statement from our bank. Keisha and I had a joint account for apartment expenses. I checked the transactions from the last month. There were 4 withdrawals I didn't recognize. One for $600, another for $400, one for $800. All cash. All made by Keisha. I opened a spreadsheet and started documenting everything. Date, amount, location. Then I opened Facebook. Looked up Shanice's profile. It was private, but her public photos showed enough. One from 3 weeks ago, Keisha and Shanice at some expensive restaurant downtown. I'd been working late that night. Another photo from a month back. Keisha at a party I didn't know about. She hadn't mentioned anything about a party. I kept searching. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Keisha had accounts I didn't even know existed. On one of them, she posted photos with me, but with captions that made my stomach turn. My marketing man, keeping me right. I work in advertising, not marketing. Dinner on him as usual. I'd paid for that dinner at her favorite spot. Living the life I deserve. What did that even mean? Her friends' comments were worse. Get it while you can, girl. That ring better be HUG. I need me one that pays for everything too. I saved screenshots of everything. Then I made a call to my boy Kevin. He works in tech. Owes me a favor since I helped him move apartments last year. Kevin, I need your help with something. Sure, bro, what you need? Can you recover deleted messages from a phone? Depends. Whose phone? Someone's phone I have access to. Legally? It's my girlfriend's. Joint lease, joint account. I have the right. I wasn't entirely sure about that, but Kevin didn't push it. Bring me the phone tomorrow. I'll see what I can do. Thanks, man. I hung up and looked toward the bedroom. Keisha was asleep. I could hear her breathing from here. I got up and went to the kitchen. Made coffee even though it was almost midnight. I wasn't sleeping anyway. While the coffee brewed, I searched for family lawyers in Chicago. We weren't married, but we lived together. Had joint accounts. She had stuff in my apartment. I needed to know my options. I found 3 lawyers with good reviews. Sent them all emails requesting consultations. Then I looked up signs of toxic relationships. The first article listed 20 warning signs. Keisha checked off at least 13 of them. Emotional manipulation, gaslighting, financial control, social isolation. How had I not seen it before? Because I was in love. Because I trusted her. Because I thought we were building something together. My phone buzzed. Text from Marcus. Yo, how it go? You engaged yet? I didn't answer. Another text. Bro, you killing me with the suspense. Tell me something. I wrote back. Didn't happen. We'll talk tomorrow. I'm good though. 8. Tomorrow then. I took my coffee back to the laptop. Started thinking this through carefully. Keisha expected me to propose. Expected to reject me. Expected to have control. But why? What did she gain from it? I thought about what I'd heard on that recording. He needs to learn he can't just decide when we're getting married. When had I been controlling? I worked hard. Paid my bills. Contributed to our home. Treated her right. Or so I thought. Maybe my mistake was loving her too much. Being too stable. Too predictable. Maybe she needed drama. Well, she wasn't getting it from me. I opened a new document. Plan. To end relationship with Keisha Washington Gather. Evidence of suspicious behavior gradually. Separate finances consult with lawyer find new apartment end. Relationship cleanly block all contact. I read it 3 times. It sounded cold, calculated, but she'd been cold first. I saved the document with a password. Closed the laptop. It was 2 in the morning. Still wasn't sleepy. I went to the window and looked out at the city. Somewhere out there was someone who would love me for real. Someone who wouldn't plan to humiliate me. Someone who would value what I brought to the table. Keisha wasn't that person. The sooner I accepted it, the sooner I could heal. I took the ring from the table, looked at it one last time, then put it in my desk drawer. I wouldn't return it yet. I needed to wait for the right moment, because if I'd learned anything tonight, it was that timing was everything. And my time was coming. Monday morning, I got to the office early. Keisha was still asleep when I left. I left her a note in the kitchen. Early meeting. See you tonight. At my desk, I checked emails. 3 lawyers had responded. I scheduled consultations with all 3 for later in the week. Marcus showed up with 2 coffees from the spot down the street. All right, tell me everything. Why didn't you propose? Changed my mind. What? You've been planning this for months, bro. Things change. DeAndre, what happened? I looked at him. Marcus had been my best friend since college. I trusted him more than anyone. But I couldn't tell him everything. Not yet. I need to figure something out first. Then I'll tell you. That sounds bad. Maybe it is. Marcus sat down in the chair across from my desk. Keisha do something? I'm not sure yet. That's why I need to figure it out. You need help? Not yet. But I'll let you know. Marcus left without pressing me further. That's why we were boys. He knew when to let things breathe. At 10 o'clock. Kevin called. Bring me the phone during lunch. I got software that can recover deleted messages from the last 3 months. How long does it take? Hour if we're lucky. 2 if it's complicated. Perfect. Problem was getting Keisha's phone. She always had it with her. I texted her, want to grab lunch today? We can go to that soul food spot you like. She replied in 5 minutes. Can't. Lunch with the girls from work. Tomorrow? Sounds good. If she was having lunch with coworkers, her phone would be on the table. No way to grab it. I thought of another option. I called Keisha. Hey, baby. Hey, everything good? Yeah. Listen, did you leave your phone charger in my car? Think I saw one this morning. Nah, mine's here at work. Oh, must be mine then. All right, see you tonight. Okay, love you. Yeah, lies on top of lies. That's what we were now. That afternoon, I had my first lawyer consultation. His name was Richard Barnes. 50-something, sharp suit, office in the Loop. Tell me your situation, he said, hands folded on his desk. I explained everything. The relationship, the apartment in my name, the joint account, the recording. You have children together? Married? No, sir. Then legally, it's straightforward. You can end the relationship whenever you want. But the joint account is trickier. How so? She has rights to half of what's in there, unless you can prove the money's yours. I have proof of all my deposits. That helps. What percentage does she contribute? Maybe 20% of the total. Document everything. Every transaction. Especially the suspicious withdrawals. You already started? Yes, sir. Richard nodded. Good. My advice: open a new account. Transfer your money gradually. Not all at once, she'll notice. And the apartment? It's in your name only? Yes, sir. Then she's essentially a tenant. She'd have 30 days to vacate after official notification. I need to give her official notification? Safest way. Avoids legal issues down the line. I took notes on everything. The consultation cost $200. Worth every penny. That night, Keisha got home late. Almost 9. How was lunch with the girls? I asked. Good. They said hi. Y'all go to the usual spot? Yeah, the cafe near the office. A lie. Her shared location showed she'd been at a restaurant 20 minutes from her job. An expensive one. I'd checked that afternoon. What did you eat? Salad. Trying to eat healthier. Good idea. Keisha sat on the couch. DeAndre, we need to talk. My stomach tightened. About what? About whatever's going on with you. You've been acting strange since Friday. I told you, I'm just tired. It's not just tired. Something changed. Work's been stressful. Your work is always stressful. This is different. I looked at her. She was still beautiful. Still hurt to look at her. But the pain was different now. Colder. Keisha, are you happy in this relationship? She blinked. What kind of question is that? A simple one. Are you happy? Of course I am. Why wouldn't I be? I don't know. You tell me. DeAndre, you're confusing me. Where are you going with this? Nowhere. Just asking. Keisha stood up. You know what? I'm tired too. It's been a long day. If there's something you want to tell me, say it. If not, I'm going to bed. There's nothing to say. Fine. She went to the bedroom. I stayed on the couch. 5 minutes later, my phone buzzed. Text from an unknown number. DeAndre. It's Nicole, Keisha's sister. Can we talk? I replied, sure. What's up? Not by text. Can you call me? I went out to the balcony and called her. Nicole, everything okay? I'm not sure. That's why I'm calling. She paused. What happened on Sunday? Keisha came home mad. Said you ruined dinner. I didn't ruin anything. I know. That's why I'm calling. Something doesn't add up. What do you mean? Keisha's been acting weird lately. Going out a lot. Spending money she doesn't have. And on Sunday, before you got there, she was nervous. Like she was waiting for something. Waiting for what? I don't know. But when you left early, she was pissed. She called someone and was talking low. I didn't hear everything, but she mentioned your name a few times. You know who she was talking to? No, but it wasn't family. I processed the information. Keisha was mad because I didn't propose. That confirmed what I already knew. Nicole, why are you telling me this? Because I like you. And because sometimes my sister does things without thinking about consequences. I just wanted you to know something's going on. I appreciate that. You gonna tell me what it is? Not yet. But soon. I hung up and went back inside. Keisha was in bed with her phone. When I walked in, she hid it under the pillow. Who you talking to? She asked. Marcus. About work. Oh. I got in the shower. The hot water didn't help me relax. My mind kept working, planning, calculating. When I came out, Keisha was asleep. Or pretending to be. I lay down on my side of the bed. The bed we'd shared for 3 years. 3 years of my life I was now questioning everything about Doc. My phone buzzed. Text from Marcus. You sure you good? You can tell me anything, Ro. Tomorrow. I promise. 8 man. I'm here. I turned off my phone and closed my eyes. But I didn't sleep. Tuesday morning. I got to the office at 7. Nobody else was there yet. I opened my laptop and searched Keisha's name on Google. Nothing unusual. Her LinkedIn, her public Instagram, her Facebook. Then I looked up Shanice, her best friend from the recording. Her Instagram was public. Photos of trips, photos with friends, photos with Keisha. One photo from 4 days ago. Keisha and Shanice at some bar downtown. Caption said, Earl's Night Out. We needed this. I'd been home that night. Keisha told me she had a headache and was going to bed early. Another lie. I scrolled through more photos. Found something interesting. A photo from 2 months ago. Keisha at a dinner with people I didn't recognize. All men in expensive suits. One of them had his arm around her shoulder. Shanice's caption, networking. My girls know how to move up. Networking. Keisha worked in human resources for a small consulting firm. She didn't need to network with men in $3,000 suits. I saved the photo. Then I searched for the man in it. He was tagged Jamal Stevens, CEO of a tech startup called Vision Tech Solutions. His profile showed photos of his success, his company, his money. And there was a photo with Keisha from a month ago at some industry event downtown. Keisha never mentioned any industry event. I started to understand. Keisha wasn't just planning to reject me. She had options. Men with more money, more status, more power. I was her safety net. Her backup plan while she shopped around for something better. The pain in my chest turned into something else. Something colder. More calculated. Good. Two could play that game. Kevin called me at 10. I got news. Can you come now? Give me 30 minutes. I drove to his place in Bronzeville. Kevin worked from home, apartment full of computers and monitors everywhere. Sit down, he said. This is interesting. He showed me his screen. Recovered messages from Keisha's phone. Hundreds of them. How'd you get her phone? Kevin asked. This morning. She was in the shower. Took it for 5 minutes. 5 minutes was enough. Kevin opened a folder. These are the messages between her and Shanice from the last 3 months. I started reading. Keisha to Shanice, 2 months ago. Jamal invited me to dinner again. I don't know if I should go. SHANIC. Cologne, why not? DeAndre doesn't have to know everything. Keisha, you right. It's just networking anyway. A week later. KEISHA. Cologne Jamal offered me a job at his company. Triple what I'm making now. Shanice, you gonna take it? Keisha, I don't know. I'd have to move to Atlanta. His company's expanding there. SHA. An ICE Cologne. What about DeAndre? Keisha, he doesn't fit in that world. Jamal's different. Successful. Powerful. He knows people. HANICE Cologne girl. Would you really leave him? Keisha, maybe. But I need to be sure first. Can't just jump without a plan. I stopped reading. Every word burned. There's more, Kevin said. This is from 3 weeks ago. Keisha to Shanice. DeAndre's planning to propose. His boy Marcus was asking him about rings. Shanice, what you gonna do? Keisha, turn him down. He needs to understand he doesn't control when we get married. I do. Shanice, that's cold. Keisha, it's necessary. If I say yes now, I can never leave. He needs to know I have options. Shanice, and after you reject him? Keisha, we'll see how he handles it. If he gets submissive, maybe I'll stay. If he gets mad, I got Jamal waiting. I closed my eyes. Every word was a knife. Want to see more? Kevin asked. Yeah. He showed me messages between Keisha and Jamal. They started 4 months ago. Jamal, good meeting you at the conference. Let's do lunch this week. Keisha, I'd love that. Jamal, Cologne Wednesday work? I know a discreet spot. KEISHA Cologne perfect. The messages got more intimate as they went on. Jamal sent her gifts. Flowers, expensive chocolates. A gold bracelet I'd never seen her wear. She never mentioned any of it. Anything else? I asked. Yeah, deleted messages from 2 days ago. Keisha to Shanice. Sunday night. He didn't propose. Something went wrong. Shanice, you think he knows? Keisha, I don't know. He was acting weird all night. His whole energy was off. Even my daddy asked if we were having problems. Shanice, what'd you tell him? Keisha, that DeAndre was stressed about work. But something doesn't add up. He was different. SHANICE colon. Maybe he just got cold feet. Keisha. Or maybe he knows something. I need to figure it out. Kevin looked at me. You okay, bro? Yeah. Can you print all this? Already did. It's in that envelope. I took the envelope. Heavy with evidence. How much I owe you? Man, nothing. We're boys. Kevin, this is professional work. All right. Just promise me you'll take care of yourself. I will. I left his place with the envelope under my arm. In my car, I opened it and read everything again. This wasn't just emotional cheating. This was planning, manipulation, calculated cruelty. Keisha saw me as a placeholder, something to use until she found better. My phone rang. It was her. Where you at? You said we'd have lunch today. I forgot. I'm with a client. DeAndre, you promised. I know, my bad. I'll make it up to you tomorrow. Forget it. I'll eat alone. She hung up, annoyed. Good. Let her be annoyed. I drove to the bank, opened a new account in my name only, transferred half the money from our joint account. $22,000. The teller looked at me strangely. You sure? That's a substantial amount. I'm sure. Then I went apartment hunting. Found a spot 15 minutes from work. 2 bedrooms, recently renovated, available in 2 weeks. I'll take it, I told the leasing agent. Don't you want to think about it? I don't need to think about it. I signed the lease, paid the deposit, and first month's rent. Another $3,000. When I got back to the office, Marcus was waiting for me. All right, that's enough. Tell me what's going on. I took him to an empty conference room, showed him everything. The recording, the messages, the photos. Marcus didn't say anything for 5 minutes. Just looked at the papers. Finally, he spoke. Bro, I'm sorry. Don't be sorry. Now I know. What you gonna do? End it. But my way. You need backup? Maybe. I'm not sure yet. Marcus squeezed my shoulder. When you need me, just say the word. That night, I got home at 10. Keisha was watching TV. You're late, she said without looking at me. Had a lot of work. You always got a lot of work lately. I sat next to her. Keisha, you remember Jamal Stevens? She tensed up. Almost invisible, but I caught it. Who? Jamal Stevens. CEO of Vision Tech Solutions. I don't know anybody by that name. You sure? Thought you went to an event at his company. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, must be confused. Keisha looked at me suspiciously. Why you asking about him? Client mentioned him. Said he was looking for HR people. Thought you might be interested. I'm not interested in changing jobs. Got it. I turned my attention back to the TV. Keisha kept staring at me. I could feel her eyes. DeAndre, are you checking up on me? Why would I do that? I don't know. You've been asking weird questions lately. Just making conversation. Nothing weird about it. I feel like you don't trust me. I looked at her directly. Should I trust you? Of course. We're together. You're right. My bad. I got up and went to the bedroom. Keisha stayed in the living room. I checked my email. One of the lawyers had sent me a draft eviction notice. Legal, formal, effective. I replied. Perfect. I'll use it in 2 weeks. Another email from the leasing agent. All set. Move-in date is the 1st of next month. That was 10 days away. Keisha came into the bedroom an hour later, laid down without saying anything. I pretended to be asleep. She picked up her phone and started typing. The screen lit up her face, typing fast, probably to Shanice, probably telling her about my questions. Good. Let her worry. Friday, I told Keisha I had to travel for work over the weekend. Where to? Detroit. Presentation with a potential client. When you coming back? Sunday night. Can I come? It's a work trip. Just gonna be in meetings the whole time. I understand. I wasn't going to Detroit. I was staying with Marcus. I needed space to think and plan the final steps. Friday afternoon, I packed a small bag. Keisha watched from the bedroom door. You sure I can't come? I'm sure. But I'll make it up to you when I get back. Okay. I kissed her on the cheek. She expected more. She always expected more. But I couldn't give her anything anymore down at Marcus's place. I laid everything out. Every detail, every plan. It's brilliant, Marcus said. But you sure? I'm sure. There's no going back after this. I know. And your heart ready? My heart's been through enough. Now it's time for my head to take over. Marcus nodded. Then let's do this right. We spent the weekend planning every move, every detail, every backup plan. By Sunday night, everything was ready. All that was left was execution, and that would start Monday morning. Monday, I got to the office with a clear head. Keisha thought I was in Detroit. Really, I'd been planning my exit. At 9, I got an email from HR. Department meeting, conference room B, 10 a.m. I went up to the 3rd floor. The room was full. My boss, Robert, was at the front. Morning, everyone. Want to introduce our new consultant. She'll be helping us improve our processes over the next 6 weeks. This is Simone Rodriguez. A woman in her early 30s walked in. Natural hair pulled back, professional navy suit, minimal makeup. Pleased to meet you all, she said. I'll be conducting interviews and analyzing your workflows. Her voice was clear, confident, no nonsense. During the meeting, Simone explained her methodology. Individual interviews, process analysis, specific recommendations. I'll start with team leaders. DeAndre Jenkins, can we talk after the meeting? Sure. When everyone left, Simone sat across from me. Your boss says you're the top performer. 25% increase in client retention this year. I just do my job. Most people do the minimum. You do more. She pulled out a notebook. Why? Because if I do things right, I don't have to worry about fixing them later. Interesting answer. She wrote something down. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Honestly, I don't know. A week ago I had a plan. Now everything's changed? Simone looked up. Personal issues. You could say that. You don't have to tell me. But sometimes talking helps. I looked at her. There was something real about her. No hidden agenda. Just genuine interest. I found out my girlfriend's been emotionally cheating. She was planning to reject me publicly when I proposed. All to gain control. Simone didn't look surprised. Just nodded. What are you going to do? End it, but strategically. No drama. That's mature. Most people would react on impulse. Impulse doesn't solve anything. Just makes things worse. Simone smiled slightly. I like you, DeAndre. You're straightforward. I just tell the truth. We talked for another hour about work processes and goals. When we finished, Simone gave me her card. If you need to talk about personal things, here's my number. Sometimes a stranger understands better than a friend. Thank you, and DeAndre? Whoever did that to you doesn't deserve another minute of your time. I know. At my desk, I put the card away. Marcus showed up with coffee. How was the meeting? Good. New consultant seems professional. Simone, right? I talked to her yesterday. She's direct. No games. Exactly. My phone buzzed. Text from Keisha. How's Detroit? Miss you? I replied. Meetings all day. Exhausting. Call you tonight. Okay. Love you. I didn't respond to that. Marcus noticed my expression. Still acting like nothing's wrong? When you executing the plan? This weekend. Everything's ready? Need me there? Nah, but I appreciate it. That afternoon, I had another session with Simone. This time about my specific projects. Impressive, she said, reviewing my numbers. You always been this organized? Always. My mama used to say I was obsessive. It's not obsession. It's discipline. She closed her laptop. Can I ask you something personal? Go ahead. Your girlfriend. The one who planned to reject you. Why would she do that? You're successful, stable, responsible. She found someone with more money, more status. I was her backup plan, so she's either foolish or calculating. Same thing. Simone leaned back. You know what I notice about you? What? You're hurt but not destroyed. You're planning but not seeking revenge. You're sad but not desperate. And that's good? It's rare. Most people in your situation do crazy things. You just want to leave with dignity. Dignity's the only thing nobody can take from me. Simone smiled. I definitely like you. That night, Keisha called 3 times. I didn't answer. Texted her, client meeting. Call you later. I never called. Wednesday. Simone and I had lunch in the office cafeteria. Talked mostly about work, but other things too. You got family here? I asked. No. Moved 6 months ago. Divorce. Needed a fresh start. I'm sorry. Don't be. It was for the best. He was controlling, jealous, manipulative. How long were you married? 5 years. Last 2 were hell. How'd you know it was time to go? Simone took a sip of her water. When I realized I preferred being alone than with him. When silence was better than his company. I understand that feeling. That's why I recognized it when you talked about your girlfriend. I saw that same look in the mirror a year ago. And now you're better? Much better. Got my own place, my career, my peace. Sounds good. It is. And you'll be fine too. You just gotta take the step. I went back to my desk thinking about her words. Simone was right. I just needed to take the step. Thursday, Keisha showed up at my office without warning. Surprise, she said with a forced smile. What you doing here? I missed you. Thought we could grab lunch. I got a meeting in 10 minutes. DeAndre, you've been avoiding me all week. I'm not avoiding you. I'm just busy. Keisha moved closer. You mad at me? No. And why you acting like this? I'm not acting anyway. She took my hand. Baby, talk to me. What's wrong? Nothing's wrong. Everything's fine. Don't lie to me. I know you. I gotta go to my meeting. DeAndre. What? Do you still love me? The question hit hard. 2 weeks ago, I would have said yes without thinking. Now, the words wouldn't come. I gotta go. I left before she could respond. Keisha stayed in my office. Marcus saw her leave 10 minutes later. She looked upset. He said, "Good. She should be Friday." Simone invited me for coffee after work. We went to a quiet spot near the office. Last formal session, she said, but I wanted to say goodbye properly. You finished the evaluation? Yeah, turning in the report next week. Then I got another project in Boston. I leave Monday. Something in my chest tightened. I didn't expect to feel that. I understand. Simone took out her phone. I'd like to stay in touch. If that's okay with you, more than okay. We exchanged personal numbers. DeAndre, you're going to be fine. Trust me. How you so sure? Because you're the type of man who gets back up, who learns, who grows. She picked up her bag. And when you're ready, there'll be someone who values you. Someone real. Thank you. Don't thank me. Just promise you won't go back to her. I won't. Good. We said goodbye in the parking lot. Simone gave me a brief hug. Professional but warm. Take care, DeAndre. You too. I watched her drive away. Something had changed in me that week. It wasn't love. Not yet. But it was hope that there was life after Keisha. That night I got home. Keisha was cooking. Made your favorite, she said. Smothered chicken and rice. Thanks. Can we talk after dinner? Sure. We ate in silence. Keisha tried to start conversations. I gave one-word answers. After we washed dishes, we sat on the couch. DeAndre, I need to know what's going on. Nothing's going on. You're lying. You've been distant, cold, different. Maybe I'm just tired. It's not just tired. It's like you don't love me anymore. I looked at her. Does that worry you? Of course it worries me. You're my man. Your man or your backup option? Keisha went pale. What did you say? Nothing. Forget it. No, you said something about a backup option. What does that mean? It means I'm tired, Keisha. That's all. She didn't believe me. But she didn't push. That night, I slept on the couch. Tomorrow would begin the end. Saturday morning, I woke up early. Keisha was still asleep. I made coffee and pulled out that envelope with all the evidence. Messages, photos, bank statements, the eviction notice dotted 8 o'clock. I called Mr. Washington. DeAndre, what a surprise. Everything all right? I need to talk to you today, if possible, sir. Sure, son. Want to come by the house? I'd prefer a neutral place. You know that coffee shop on Main Street in Gary? Yeah, I know it. Can you meet me there at 10? I'll be there. I hung up and left a note for Keisha. Went for a run. Back in a few hours. I got to the coffee shop 15 minutes early. Mr. Washington showed up right on time. Coffee? He asked. Already ordered. Thank you, though. We sat at a table away from the window. Mr. Washington looked at me with concern. What's going on, son? I took out the envelope and handed him the printed messages. He read them in silence. His whole expression changed: confusion, shock, disappointment, all of it crossing his face. Where'd you get this? From Keisha's phone. I recovered the deleted messages. I can't believe this. I didn't want to believe it either, sir. But it's real. Mr. Washington read the messages again, especially the ones about Jamal Stevens. Who is this man? CEO of a tech startup. Keisha met him 4 months ago. He offered her a job in Atlanta. She was planning to leave me after she rejected me publicly. Wanted to humiliate me first. Mr. Washington put the papers down on the table. He looked 10 years older all of a sudden. I'm sorry, DeAndre. I didn't know my daughter was capable of this. Neither did I, sir. What you gonna do? I already did it. Moved my money. Got a new apartment. Today, I'm giving her the eviction notice. Eviction? The apartment's in my name. She got 30 days to leave. Mr. Washington nodded slowly. It's the right thing to do. But it's gonna hurt. It already hurt enough, sir. Can I keep a copy of this? Her mother needs to know. Of course. I gave him the full set of copies. Mr. Washington put them in his jacket. DeAndre, I've always appreciated you. Always have. What Keisha did to you, that's unforgivable. Thank you for hearing me out, sir. You need anything? Help moving? Place to stay? I'm good. Got everything planned. We said goodbye in the parking lot. Mr. Washington hugged me tight. You'll find someone better. Someone who values you. I hope so, sir. I got back to the apartment at 11. Keisha was awake, drinking coffee in the kitchen. Where you been? You didn't go running. I had a meeting. On a Saturday? With who? Your father. Keisha almost dropped her cup. What? Why? Because I needed to tell him something. Tell him what? I took my copy of the envelope and put it on the kitchen table. The truth. Keisha opened it, started reading. Her face went from confused to panicked to angry. You spied on me. I discovered your plan. This is invasion of privacy. This is the truth. Keisha threw the papers down. You taking this out of context. Those messages don't mean what you think. Really? Then explain what they mean. Shanice and I were just playing around. Girl talk. Playing around about rejecting me? About Jamal Stevens? About using my money while you looked for something better? It's not like that. Then how is it? Keisha sat down. She was breathing fast, searching for words, excuses, lies. DeAndre, I love you. You don't love me. You use me. That's not true. The messages say otherwise. You taking everything out of context. Keisha, stop. I know everything. Jamal, the lunches, the job in Atlanta, your plan to reject me just to control me. She started crying. Real tears this time. I was confused, scared. I didn't know what I wanted. Now you know. And so do I? What does that mean? I took the eviction notice from the envelope and handed it to her. You got 30 days to leave the apartment. Keisha read the letter. Tears fell on the paper. You can't do this. Yes, I can. Apartment's in my name. Where am I supposed to go? That ain't my problem no more. DeAndre, please. I made a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. It was decisions. Multiple decisions over months. Keisha stood up, tried to touch my arm. I stepped back. Don't touch me. Baby, please. We can fix this. Ain't nothing to fix. I love you. I really do. You don't know what love is. You only know manipulation. My phone rang. Marcus, you good? He asked. Yeah, it's done. Need me to come through? Nah, I'm straight. I hung up. Keisha looked at me in despair. Marcus knew. He helped you. How many people know? Your pop's Marcus, and soon your mom's too. Your dad got a copy of everything. He'll decide what to do with it. Keisha collapsed on the couch, crying hard. But I felt nothing. No pity, no pain. Just empty. DeAndre, give me another chance. I promise I'll change. You had 4.5 years of chances. Please. I grabbed my jacket. I'm leaving. When I get back tonight, I want you calm. You got 30 days. Use them wisely. Where are you going? That ain't your business no more. I left the apartment and sat in my car, taking a deep breath. My hands were shaking a little. Not from fear, though. From relief. 6 months passed. The new apartment was completely set up. 2 bedrooms, downtown view, everything clean, everything mine. Marcus helped hang the last piece of art in the living room. Looks good, bro. Thanks for helping me out. Simone coming through in an hour, right? She got back from Boston yesterday. Yeah, she did. Y'all serious yet? We still figuring it out. But it's different. Good different. Marcus smiled. I'm glad to see you like this. 6 months ago, you looked dead inside. 6 months ago, I was dead inside. My phone rang. It was Nicole. DeAndre, you got a minute? Sure. What's up? I wanted to tell you something. Keisha moved to Atlanta with Jamal Stevens. Nah, he rejected her when he found out the truth. Daddy sent him all the messages. For real? Yeah. Turns out Jamal got principles. Don't want nobody who manipulates their partner. That's ironic, right? Keisha got a job there anyway, but in a lower position. Making less than she did here. How's she doing? Alone, full of regret. But that's her problem now. Not yours. You're right about that. Mom and Dad ask about you sometimes. They'd like to see you when you're ready. Maybe soon. When I'm ready. I understand. Take care, DeAndre. You too, Nicole. I told Marcus what she said. Jamal rejected her. That's karma. I didn't seek revenge. But consequences came on their own. That's how it works. Marcus left 30 minutes before Simone arrived. I made coffee and took out the pastries I'd bought. When Simone knocked, my heart beat a little faster. I opened the door. There she was, jeans, sweater, natural hair down, genuine smile. Hey, come in. Simone walked in and looked around. It's perfect. Exactly what you needed. Far from everything that came before. Exactly. We sat on the couch with coffee and pastries. Talked about her Boston project, my promotion at work. Normal things. Good things. You know what the best part is? Simone said, What? I don't gotta guess what you're thinking. You straightforward, honest. I learned lies only complicate everything. Good lesson. Simone put down her cup. DeAndre, I gotta ask you something. Go ahead. You over Keisha? I thought about it honestly. Not completely. It still hurts sometimes. But it don't define me no more. That's enough. Simone took a breath. Because I want to try this. You and me. But I need to know you're ready. And if I'm not completely ready, then I'll wait. But I need to know there's a possibility. I looked at her. Simone was everything Keisha wasn't. Real, direct, no games. Yeah, there's a possibility. But I need to take it slow. Slow is fine. Simone took my hand. It wasn't traumatic. It wasn't perfect. It was just real. Want to watch a movie? I asked. I'd love to. We spent the afternoon watching comedies. Simone fell asleep on my shoulder. I let her sleep. Didn't feel the need to move. A year after the day, Keisha planned to reject me. I married Simone. Small ceremony, only close friends and family. Marcus was my best man. Nicole came and brought Mr. and Mrs. Washington. They hugged me and congratulated me. You did right to leave, Mr. Washington said. This is the right woman. I know, sir. Keisha wasn't invited. According to Nicole, she was still in Atlanta. Alone. Working a job she didn't like. I didn't feel satisfaction. Just gratitude for escaping Dot on our honeymoon in Jamaica. Simone and I walked on the beach. Happy? She asked. Real happy. You ever think about her? Sometimes. But only as a lesson. Not as a regret. What lesson? That real love don't hurt. Don't manipulate. Don't control. Simone stopped and looked at me. And this is real love? Yeah, this is real love. We kissed with the sun setting behind us. It wasn't no movie scene. It was better. It was real. That night, lying next to Simone, I thought about the whole journey. From that Friday when I heard Keisha plan my humiliation to this moment of complete peace, I didn't seek revenge. I didn't scream. I didn't make no scene. I just left. Quietly, strategically Dot, and by doing that, I found something better. I found Simone. But more importantly, I found myself. Found my value, my dignity, my peace, and that was worth more than any dramatic revenge. Keisha lost everything looking for something better, and ended up alone. I left everything looking for self-respect, and ended up with everything that truly mattered. That was the real revenge. Not destroying her, but building something so good that her rejection became the best favor she ever did for me. And as Simone slept beside me, breathing soft, I knew I had won. Not against Keisha, but for myself. Yo, I'm real glad you're here and that I could share my story with you. If you're feeling this, show me some love by hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. Let's see how many of us out here going through it or came through it. Real talk, drop a comment and tell me. Where are you watching from? And what time it is? Where are you at? I'm curious to know where all my people tuning in from. Y'all from Chicago? Atlanta? LA? New York? Detroit? Houston? Let me know. And what's the time on your end? You watching this at 2 a.m.? During your lunch break? On your way to work? And hey, if you want to support your boy a little extra, you can send a small donation. Every bit helps me keep bringing y'all these real life stories every single day. Now, here's what I really want to know. Drop in the comments. Where are you watching from? City and state. Let's represent. What time is it for you right now? Have you ever been through something like this? You ain't gotta give details. Just let me know I ain't alone. What would you have done in my situation? Keep it real with me. Did Keisha deserve what she got? Or you think I went too hard? And most importantly, how you feel about Simone. Think she the one, or nah? Don't just watch and bounce. I want to hear from y'all. Your comments keep me going, for real. Share this with somebody who need to hear it. Somebody who's going through it right now. Somebody who needs to know they can make it through to the other side. I got new stories for y'all every single day. Real life, real situations, real talk. And look, 2 of my most popular stories about to pop up on your screen right now. Pick one and keep it going. Appreciate y'all. Stay strong, stay blessed, and remember your peace is worth more than any relationship. Real talk.